Okay, so good evening. Welcome to our Q&A. So, first of all, thanks for all your questions. It's madness how many you got. I think we've got just under 100. So, we're going to try and rattle through them pretty quickly because otherwise this will take forever. As always, we've got some food and drink with us. Well, we've got some drink. Wouldn't be a normal vlog if Charlotte wasn't drinking something. So I'd say get yourself a nice cup of tea, cup of coffee or a beer or something and sit back.
I wish it was a beer.
It's too early for that. I'm on the wagon now. And we'll try and rattle through these questions as quick as possible and hopefully give you some insight into our trip. So first of all as well, before we do start, I just want to say thanks to all those new subscribers we've got. I mean, we've had over 1,000 joins since our trip, which is madness. And we're just looking, we've had 750,000 minutes watched, which again is crazy. Like, we started this channel, as I've said before, just so we can look back in years to come at our holidays and stuff, and to show our friends and family what we're up to. So the fact that so many other people are watching this is, you know, it's madness, but I hope you're enjoying it anyway. So Charlotte's going to read the questions. So let's crack on. We've got 99 to go through, so we'll be here a while.
Yeah. Okay, so first question is from Shay Paisley. Have you guys always been low rollers?
Yes. Yes is the answer. I think for us, Vegas isn't just about gambling, and I hope that comes through in our vlogs. We try and do a bit of everything, really. So we have a daily limit, don't we?
Yeah.
This was the first trip we've pulled our money. See, the last time we was out there, we was gambling separately, and I was finding that one night I would do well, Charlotte wouldn't, and then the other night would be the opposite. So it was almost like we was going to bed, one was happy, one wasn't. Yeah. So since we've been married, we thought we'd pool everything, because what's mine is Charlotte's anyway, and vice versa. Yeah. But I think it worked better that way, didn't you?
Yeah, it was quite nice to do it that way. As you said, like, if we both lost, we could both go to bed with the numbers, as opposed to one being happy and one not. Yeah,
win together, lose together. But in answer to your question, we've never been high rollers. We have our daily limit. I think there's a fine line of gambling to an amount where you're happy to lose it. So for me, it's probably about 100, 150 a day. I can go to bed and go, okay, well, it's not the end of the world. I think if I lost 200, 300, 400 a day, I would be annoyed at myself, and it would start to ruin the holidays. I think that's my biting point. Yeah.
So next, just a comment from Andy Keys. Just say great achievements. Thank you for your comment.
Cheers, Andy.
Next one is from Zoe Herbert. So your gambling budget is similar to ours. We had $100 a day each, and then a communal $100, which had to be used on bets of at least $250 a spin. We've had quite a lot of big wins for us of $400 plus, and one of $1,000. Are you ever tempted to up your bets a bit to see what happens? Not that you need to, with that humongous win on a 75-cent bet.
I mean, you can correct me if you feel differently, but for me, not really. The only thing I like to do is try different machines. Yeah. So like on the last night, we was at about $60, $70, and we put that into the new 007 machine, just because we hadn't really played it. So I'm never tempted to start doing like $250, $3 a spin in the hope of winning bigger. For me, it's about just trying a different machine. So on a normal night, I wouldn't be doing 90 cents a bet, sorry, put my teeth back in, just for the sake of it. But I thought, okay, we haven't played this machine a lot, so I don't know. So no, I don't think so. I'm never really that tempted.
I think for me though, even, and you know, it's emphasising the point that we're low rollers. Even when we were doing the James Bond one at 90 cents a spin, like, we had $60, but it seemed to run through really quickly, and for me it just kind of took the enjoyment away. Like, you weren't getting the bonuses, and it's not saying you get the bonuses on like the 40 cents ones anyway, but I just found like your money goes a lot quicker, whereas I like to be able to sit there for a bit, have a few drinks, and like really take our time and enjoy it. Whereas I feel like the more you bet, obviously you're going through it a lot quicker, and if you're not hitting it, the enjoyment is still...
I think it's slightly psychological as well, because we played a lot of Moolah, as you saw, and we played a lot of Wonka, which is they're both 75 cent a press. So when you work it out, that's only 15 cents different to James Bond. Yeah. But it feels like you get a bit more of a run for your money with those other two. Yeah. Like, especially Wonka, you'll get the Oompa Loompa bonus every probably 20, 30 spins, you'd hope. so it feels like you can sit there for a while and have a bit of a run.
Yeah.
But 007, we didn't. I mean, we only played it twice, I think, so we can't really comment too much. But that's it for me. Just having a bit of a run, having a bit of fun. If we win anything, great. If we don't, so be it.
Yeah. Next question is from Sarah Wallace. So first question is, when are you returning to Vegas?
March next year.
And where do you think you'll be staying? Well, we've already
We've already booked.
We've already got that booked.
And you can probably guess where we're staying based on our last 2 vlogs.
And good question. What would be your perfect 24 hours in Vegas?
I think for me, we sort of said this on day 10, didn't we? I think for me, my favourite things to do in Vegas is normally the first couple of days when you're still a bit on UK time. So you wake up early in the morning. So our sort of day 2, for me, is the perfect start for Vegas. You wake up early, get a bit of early breakfast. It's still quiet. You have the casino to yourself for a couple of hours. I love that bit of it. But I'd say day 10, if you watch day 10, we done a bit of the strip walk, we went to Ellis Island and we had a good win. So for me, day 10 was pretty much our perfect day.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I'd probably add into that is I do love to have a pool day. Like those couple of days when we went last March, I think we managed to get 2 pool days.
Yeah.
And I think that was like really nice as well, because you can just then really relax. Whereas I felt like because we went in December, the weather was a bit colder, you didn't have the opportunity to do that. So it did feel like we were gambling a bit more.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And that was probably one of the main reasons. But
yeah. But yeah, I think if you watch day 10, that's us to a T in Vegas.
Next, not a question, but from Ash Ventures. 1500, how awesome, super happy for you. Thank you.
Ash Ventures, by the way, is an amazing YouTube channel. Ash, as he's editing for travel vlogs, is unbelievable. So if you haven't watched his channel, give it a watch. It's really good.
Next is Paul Garza. I don't have a question. I just want to say thanks for the videos you've shared. And from the first video I saw, as probably everyone else was hoping you two would hit something big. Great job. I'm happy for you both. I hope your blessings continue.
Cheers, Paul. So do I. I don't think it will. I won't hold your breath.
Next is from George. What future trips have you got planned? So not Vegas related, but we're going to Lanzarote next week as well. And then before we go to Vegas, we're doing a short little 2 days in Paris.
Yeah.
To go and see Liam Gallagher, which I'm very excited about. But other than that, we don't have...
No.
Tell a lie, we've got next November booked up already.
November?
Lanzarote.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. You can tell we've got a theme of places we go to. It's either Lanzarote or Vegas. But yeah, next actual Vegas trip, as I said before, is late March next year. So we'll be vlogging that as well, obviously.
Second question from George was, is there anywhere else you'd like to visit that you haven't yet?
That's a good question. San Francisco's on my list. There's probably Dubrovnik in Croatia.
Yeah. One of mine is Mexico as well. Wouldn't mind doing Mexico.
But no, not massively, I don't think. I think for us now, we're at that age where we're starting to think about settling down. But my mindset is...
So we're thinking about settling down. We are married.
Yeah, but you know, like moving house and stuff. But I'm thinking, how many trips can we get into Vegas before we're at that state? And it keeps getting pushed back every year. So there's a couple of places on our list, but nothing major.
For me, I'd like to do a bit more of Europe. I'd love to do more of Italy.
Yeah.
I would love to go to Greece.
Been to Greece?
No, and see Athens.
Oh,
like
mainland Greece.
A few more Greek islands I'd like to do. Another place I quite like to go to is Bali, but I know you're not massively keen.
If I'm doing a long flight, it's got to be Vegas, yeah. So.
Oh, and we forgot about another trip we've got planned. We're going to New York as well.
Oh yeah, Touchwood, New York in September.
Yeah, so I'm on a work trip, so
I'll be coming along, but I'll probably go down to Atlantic City for a day for a little bit of gambling just to escape New York. So, but yeah, we'll see.
Next question is from Katie Chandler. Hi guys, my question is, was that your first ever hand pay? It was.
Yeah.
And what has your other big wins been? How much? Congrats again. Chuffed to bits for you both.
Cheers, Katie. Yeah, it was our first and only hand pay. I think our biggest win apart from that
Was Moolah.
was Moolah on day 2. I think before in our last trip, I don't think we hit anything near. I think our biggest win was on our last day, and that was $80 on Wonka, and I think that was off that wasn't a 75 bet. I think that was off like a 40 bet. I think before that, I think when I was out there with my dad a couple of years ago, I hit $85 off of a 20-cent bet on the original Buffalo, but by way country miles, that was the biggest thing we've ever hit.
I think my other one was, funnily enough, in New York. It wasn't even in Vegas.
That's true, yeah.
When we went in March, I had free play of $50, I think it was.
Yeah.
I managed to turn that into 160, and that was on one hit, or no, 2 hits.
2 hits on Buffalo.
On Buffalo in the same bonus. So
yeah,
that was the second.
But yeah, by far that hand pay was different leagues to anything we've hit before.
Next is from Alistair Kendall. Gambling is entertainment and should never be used to try and win money. So whether or not you gamble for less than $1 a spin or several hundred, you will only get the same buzz. Yeah. In fact, you could argue that if you had bet more on your jackpot spin, you might not have won.
Debatable, yeah.
So my question is this: what are you going to do with the money you won? And will you perhaps use it for your next Vegas trip? And was this your first hand pay?
Yes and yes. Yeah, so what that basically done is it meant that we had a free trip spending money wise. So we already booked up.
I came back with more.
Someone came back with more than what she left with. But basically, yeah, we've paid for March anyway, so the flights and hotel are done. So all that means is we're just going to roll that spending over to March.
Yeah. So, and then the money that we'd saved for our spending money for March, we're going to use for another trip to Vegas, hopefully.
Well, yeah, touch wood, we'll probably use that for March the following year, so 2021 or whatever. So all being well, yeah, it's going straight back anyway.
Next is from Bavers. Hi guys, another set of awesome vlogs. I've followed you for a while now and always enjoy watching your adventures. Thank you.
Cheers, thanks for watching.
My question is, what do you both do as a job, and what airline do you fly out on? What are your future plans for 2020? Keep up the good work. So if we start with, what do we both do as jobs?
Yeah, so I work in financial services, have done pretty much since I left school at 18.
And I've gone through a few different bits and pieces. So I used to work in the heritage sector at the Tackiest in Greenwich, and then I moved to HR, and I now work for a media company in central London, and have done for about 3 months.
Yep.
So yeah.
So yeah, nothing too exciting.
And the airline we flew out on was BA, so I managed to get quite a good deal. So as we mentioned, it was, well, as you all know, it was our birthdays, but my main reason for getting us out there was because it was Laurie's 30th. So when I was looking, I found a good deal with BA for 12 nights, BA flights and Excalibur for £1,200.
Yeah.
And we upgraded on the way back.
Yeah.
For premium economy, which was worth
it. Definitely worth it. We haven't got any sort of preference, if you like, with airlines. We just go with whatever's got the best deal. So we flew out Virgin last year. Mm-hmm. Obviously this year was BA. We just check. I think the only thing for us is we need direct flights. Yeah. I can't be dealing with the changes, so as long as it's direct.
I'm not a great flyer anyway, so if you then give me 2 flights, it's not happening.
I think the flight's long enough. I couldn't then go into LA and change. I'd have to pay more. But we constantly check. We're always checking flights. We're always checking holiday deals. So if a good one comes up, we book it. I mean, normally we book about 11 months in advance. So
yeah, we book it and then I tell my boss.
Pretty much.
Next is from Tracy Ford. I just want to say thank you for posting and taking me along in your journey. It was fun and I enjoyed it so much. Thank you.
Cheers, Tracy.
My question is, do you only come to Vegas once a year or more? So it is once a, well,
it's pretty much once a year. It's been once. I think I've been once a year for the past 3 years.
For me, it's been
the last 2 years. If we could do more, then we would. It's what it is. It's a long journey. So we've been back now for 2 days, and we're still both jet lagged, which is probably why we can't talk properly. So this wasn't really a good idea. But yeah, I'd like to do more. But it's funding it. I mean, it's that we obviously annual leave with work. We only take a certain amount. So if we can do once a year for the next few years, I'll be more than happy with that.
Next is Michael Todman. So glad you guys won last night. You deserve it. Love your channel. Thank you.
Cheers, nice one.
My question is, I'm hoping to do Vegas in March or April next year. Is it better to stay on Strip or Fremont Street? Was thinking Bellagio or Four Queens. It will be our first time, so please help with any advice. Would be appreciated. We'll be travelling from Brighton.
Do you want to take this?
I mean, I've only ever stayed on Strip, but having done how many times have I been to Fremont Street now? 3 times. So I've never stayed there, so I can't really advise on whether to stay there or not. But
stay on the Strip.
I would personally stay on the Strip.
It's simple as that. Stay on the Strip. Fremont's good for a day or a night. I wouldn't stay there personally. I wouldn't stay there. Go on. I know you want to tell the story.
Personally, I am not a massive fan of Fremont Street. I like the casinos. I like the bars that we went into. Le Thai is like one of the best restaurants I've been to, but I didn't feel safe there.
There's a few
interesting characters.
Yes, that's the phrase I was looking for.
But walking across the road and having someone shout stuff that I cannot repeat on YouTube in your face at about 9 o'clock in the morning was not a pleasant experience. And it nearly ruined the birthday plans because I was like, I'm not going back there. We are not going back to Fremont Street.
It almost ruined it. I think what it is with Fremont, you do get some sketchy characters. I think be sensible. So we was knocking about quite early in the day. As we went to the donut bar and then we went to El Cortez for a gamble. And we was just milling about, and it's probably not the most advisable thing to do because that time of the morning you had the dregs from the night before, and for want of a better phrase, just nutters knocking about.
Right, can't say that, but
well, but you know, it was just weird characters knocking about.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think weird. You can say weird characters. There's nothing wrong with that. But no, what I would say is definitely go Fremont. When you do go Fremont, go to the North Outlets. It's literally a 3-minute Uber away. You can't beat some of the deals.
We walked there in about 15 minutes.
Maybe a touch more. Maybe
15, 20?
Maybe a touch more. The new Whiskey Liquor Up bar is brilliant.
Really good.
The view's superb. Staff, it's a bit on the dear side, but it's not too bad. As Charlotte said, Le Thai is. I don't think I'd ever go to Vegas and not go Le Thai now. I've been there twice. Both times have been exceptional. So yeah, the casinos are good. I like the casinos just off of Fremont, so like Main Street and the Cal. I think they're my favourites.
The other place that's really good to go to is the Speakeasy.
Oh yeah, that is good.
The Mob Museum. I hope I've got his name right, but I think his name was Jason.
It was Jason, yeah.
He was making our cocktails and he was incredible.
Yeah.
Really knew his stuff. I ordered something not off the menu and just said to him, he was like, you had a gin cocktail before, do you want another gin one? I was like, yeah. He was like, do you like this? Do you like this? Anything you're allergic to? He went, right, leave it with me. And it was probably one of the nicest cocktails I've had. So
yeah, recommend that.
Definitely go there if you can.
Yeah, but I think going back to original question, stay on the Strip. Bellagio is beautiful. If you can afford Bellagio, then go for it.
I think that's my top one I want to stay at now.
Yeah, Bellagio's. Yeah, you won't go far wrong. Personally, as you probably can tell from our vlogs, I love the South Strip. So the corner of MGM, New York, Tropicana and Excalibur. I love that little 4-bit. And then obviously you've got Luxor and Mandalay just down from Excalibur. That part there I really like. To be honest, I never went into Monte Carlo when it was Monte Carlo. But we went in this time as Park MGM. And do you know what? I thought they've done a really good job with it. I thought it was very clean. The casino floor was good. Drink service wasn't bad. I liked it. So again, that whole section from Mandalay to Park, I really like. So I think when we go, well, obviously when we go back, we're staying at Excalibur again because we've got such a good deal. But all the time we go back, I think unless we can afford Bellagio, we'll be staying somewhere in that vicinity because I really like that part of the strip.
But if you can go Bellagio, I'd
go for it. It's
definitely
amazing.
Recommend. It's beautiful. Next is from Anthony Frausto. I'm sorry if I've not pronounced your name right. Enjoy the vlogs. Is there something you want to see? Restaurant, event, something to do that Vegas doesn't have? That's a really good question.
That's a good question. So when we was originally looking at going in December, there was a pool competition that I watch every year called the Moscone Cup, which is like the Ryder Cup of pool. So it's USA versus Europe, but we just missed it. For some reason, they had it a week earlier this year than what they normally have it, so I did miss it. But that's on my bucket list. I'd love to see that in Vegas. Apart from that, I think it'd be pretty cool if they had an MLS team.
Yeah.
So they're building a new stadium for the American football. I think if they doubled that up with a soccer team, I think that'd be pretty cool. But apart from that, it's got everything for me. I can't think of anything else.
I think that is a really good question. And I think, like, when I was talking to people at work and I said about we're going in December and we're going back in March, and we went last March, people were like, why do you love it so much? And I said, I don't know if I mentioned this on the vlog either, I find it, anything you want to do, you can do.
Yeah, you can.
Like,
yeah.
if you want a pool day, go and sit by the pool. If you want like a bit of a beach day, go to Mandalay Bay and they've got the beach.
Yeah.
If you want to go for a really nice restaurant, go to Bellagio and go to Le Cirque. If you want to go on a helicopter, you can. Like, you can do anything you want to do.
Yeah, it's got everything.
You can.
It's got everything. And for me, people say New York is the city that never sleeps. That's false. It's Vegas. Like, so as I said, the first day, if you're coming,
you go to a casino at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
no one's asleep.
Yeah, like the first day we was awake, obviously silly o'clock, 4, 5 o'clock. Got some breakfast, not a problem. Then went gambling, like, and we're still getting drink service. It could have been any time of the day, and that's what I love about Vegas. It's proper 24/7.
Yeah. Kristen Jones just put congratulations on 1500.
Thank you. Cheers.
Sharon Sterling, really look forward to the Q&A after reading some of the questions already posted. But here's my question: do you think it's better to plan your trips or go with the flow in Vegas? We're going to have two very different answers here. You mentioned normally you plan a lot for trips. Do you feel it helps or enhances if you just go day to day and wing it, or would planning win out?
I'll start this and you can finish it. So normally I'm the planner. I know you said this during the vlog. So normally I plan everything. So we're going here, then we're going here, then we're going here. My thinking with that is I don't want to miss something really good. So I will spend my commute to work researching restaurants, things to do, bars, everything. And then I'll start building an itinerary just so we don't miss anything. And I think you need to do that to some degree. Like, if I didn't do that, we might never have found Skyfall, for example. We might never have found Latai. So, especially probably more Latai than anything, because they're so hidden. Unless you do your research, you wouldn't find it. But there's a big but. This time we didn't do a proper itinerary or agenda. We just Charlotte was very strict in the fact that I don't want it to be planned. We just take each day as it comes. And do you know what? It was really nice because the last time we done it, we did have a real strict day by day. This is what we're doing. Yeah. But I think a happy medium. I think it's good to say, right, we can only do this on this day or that on that day, but don't keep it too structured. I think as long as you know, I mean, for example, the lobster buffet at Silverton
is only on a Friday.
Only on a Friday, so you have to make a note of that. You can't turn up on a Thursday and, it's not going to happen. So for me, it's somewhere in the middle. I think you need a little bit of, this is when you can do stuff. Yeah. But in the same breath, if you wake up in the morning and you don't fancy it, then it's Vegas. Go and do something else. Yeah,
I do think it put you out your comfort zone a little bit.
Oh, it did, yeah.
Because it's not just with holidays. Like, Laurie is very organised with everything, whereas we are polar opposites. I can wake up in the morning, have something planned, and go, it's not happening today. So I find itineraries and plans quite stressful because I feel under pressure to be in a certain mood to enjoy it. So I do like just taking each day as it comes and just seeing how I'm going and go with the flow. Like some days I just felt exhausted, so it's a good job we didn't have plans because I was going back and sleeping for 3 to 4 hours. But saying that, it's also quite nice to sometimes have that plan, to know what you're doing on certain days. So, as Laurie said, it is a happy medium between...
Yeah, I think, obviously, last time we went, as in not this time, but the time before, was Charlotte's first time. So I wanted to show her as much of Vegas as possible in a week. So we've done a lot of the touristy stuff, so like Fremont, the High Roller, the helicopters thing over the Strip. So to fit all that in, it did need structure. Whereas this time, we had 12 days, we've done all the touristy stuff. So it was just a case of wake up and see how you feel. And like Charlotte said, when she wanted to go back to the room for a sleep, I was like, okay, well, I'll just go down.
Fortune Cup.
I'll go downstairs and play Fortune Cup for 4 hours. But I'm, you know, I don't mind that. That's good.
Yeah. John Green, congrats on the 1.5k subscribers. You will be at 5k easily this time next year.
Don't know about that,
We'll
but
see.
cheers.
What is your favourite Vegas memory that you both share, apart from the big win on Planet Moolah?
It's probably, for me, it's probably the helicopter trip over the strip, because Charlotte was quite nervous.
Same thing.
Was quite nervous before it, and I didn't think she was going to do it, but it was just spectacular. Like if anyone goes to Vegas and it's your first time, whatever you do, spend, I think it's $70-$80, whatever it is, on the helicopter trip of a night. It only takes literally 5-6 minutes. You go up to Fremont, double back, and back down again.
Yeah, you go round the stratosphere.
Yeah, round the stratosphere. It's incredible. So
Yeah.
that for me, obviously, yeah, the hand pays up there, because that was just pure disbelief. I think the only other memory that I'll cherish is not with Charlotte, funnily enough. It's when it's when I took my dad.
I'll go.
It's when I took my dad, and I'll quickly tell this story. In that, I took my dad for his birthday a couple of years ago, because he always wanted to go. And what we did for about the 6 months before we went, we would do a football bet each week to try and build up some spending money, and we didn't win anything, not a bean, for 6 months. Anyway, cut a long story short, we've checked in Excalibur, we've gone downstairs, and we've said, okay, let's have a quick go at the roulette. So he's on the electronic roulette table. My dad's put $10 into the roulette machine. He's pushed, I think it's number 7, thinking it was a $1 chip, but it was actually a $10 chip. And the beeps have gone, so the time stopped. And I've gone, oh, Dad, what are you doing? Look, you've wasted $10. You put it on one number. You meant to spread the bet. He's gone, oh. Anyway, it landed on number 7, and he pulled out $360 just like that. It's his first bet in Vegas. So we didn't win anything for 6 months, and as soon as he lands, he wins that. So that for me was a special memory. But no, helicopter trip by far, I think.
Yeah, I think I'd agree. Either that or Le Cirque was
Oh yeah,
special
the
as
Cirque
well.
was really good.
PJ.
Oh, hi PJ,
Sluts.
how you doing?
It's been a great build up to my own trip coming up on December 28th. Thanks for sharing and congrats on the success of your channel.
Cheers,
Thank
PJ.
you and enjoy.
Yeah, good luck. If anyone's not subscribed to PJ, make sure you do. He does frequent trips to Vegas. He's a good guy.
The Earl of Laredo Slots, congrats on 1,500 subscribers, guys. LNC fan.
Thank you.
My question, what are your individual casinos each? Thanks, guys, you rock.
I think it means favourite casino, I'm guessing. Yeah, what are our individual favourite casinos? Yeah. That's a really good question, actually. I don't know what, I don't know. Obviously, we stay at Excalibur. I like Excalibur just because it's quite relaxed. It's informal. You know you can rock up at 3 in. Yeah, do what you want. You can. It's good.
I do like Ellis Island.
Oh yeah, I love Ellis Island. I don't know if I could probably stay there for a night or a couple of nights, but you're a little bit far away from the strip. So I don't know if I could stay there for like a week, for example, because I just think you're a little bit too detached. I love Mandalay Bay. I think Mandalay Bay is one of the most beautiful hotels. But again, you're that tram ride away from the south point of the strip. So, excuse me, for me, it's a little bit too detached again. Cosmo's good. Casino area in Cosmo is very good. But
when do you get the lemon drop martinis?
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for that, Ben.
Cheers, Ben. Cosmo's really good. For me, it's a little bit too trendy, if you know what I mean. It's a little bit too hip.
Yeah.
It's very much the cool 20-somethings that go there. I like the bit of...
I mean, I'm part of the cool 20-somethings, but someone else can't.
I'm not anymore. I can't... It's, yeah. But I prefer the bit of the old traditional Vegas, the bit of spit and sawdust Vegas, if that makes sense. If I had to go out on a limb, I would probably say pound for pound Mandalay Bay. It's beautiful. It's still got that old Vegas vibe. You've got the Skyfall bar in Delano. Although we've never used the actual pool area, we hope to in March. It looks incredible. I'd probably I'd probably have to go Mandalay. But then if we're talking purely strip, I'd go Mandalay. Off strip, hands down, Ellis Island.
Yeah.
Would you
Just
agree?
keep answering all the questions.
Oh, so, yeah, but you said individual, so that was my individual.
No, I agree. I think I really like the casino at Park.
Yeah, I was impressed by Park.
But obviously not stayed there, but I think I'd like to stay there.
Yeah.
And Bellagio as well. As you could probably tell, there's a theme that's.
Yeah.
I think that's my favourite as well.
The only thing I would say is going back to Ellis Island very briefly, is we played quite a bit of blackjack on this trip. And on the strip casinos we was playing, I found the dealers to be quite robotic and not have a lot of personality. Everyone we had at Ellis Island was brilliant. They was up for a laugh. You had a bit of banter. Yeah. The tables was good fun. And although we didn't win anything there in regards to blackjack, I would rather lose $50 in a couple of hours having fun than break even on a table I'm not really enjoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be another little plus point for Ellis Island.
Yeah. Paul Lishmond, well done you two. Always religiously watch your vlogs, not just Vegas. Think you really deserve this great unexpected win as you're both so genuine. Thank you.
Cheers, Paul.
And love from London. One day I might get in Matt Bridges' Uber.
Yeah, well, let's see, because they've lost their licence now, so let's wait and see.
That would be fun. Keep up the great work with your vlogging experiences. Really appreciated from a fellow Brit. Thank you. That's
Cheers,
a really
Paul.
nice message. RMP presents. Well done on the hand pay. Elle was so annoyed on the vlog just before the win. That was good TV. Going back to that though, I found that so weird. Like every night I would say to Laurie, like, let's go and put $20 each in the machine. He'd be going, no, let's just go to bed. We'd lose it, go to bed, and he was like, no, we shouldn't have done it. And that night I was just really like, no, I just want to go to bed. He's like, come on, we're going to win. We're going to win tonight. Tonight's the night.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I never for 1 second thought we would win anything, let alone a hand pay. But my thinking was, we was in the Uber back from Ellis Island, and I was like, look, come on, this is our second to last night. Let's just go for it a little bit. So when I say go for it, we're putting $20 each. One is if we was, putting in loads. But I obviously, all of you have probably seen that day 10 vlog now. But the thing is, when I watched it back, obviously it's a bit of a blur, so I've watched it back a couple of times. But on that first reel, I think there was the dog bonus for like $52. And I was like, oh, that would have been brilliant. Like, that would have done. So that just, I suppose the point I'm trying to make is that we didn't expect that whatsoever, not in a million years. And do you know what? If that dog one would have landed there at $52, I'd have been chuffed with that. We'd have had our money back. But the fact the other one landed, that was just madness, and it still hasn't really sunk in yet.
Worldwide Boxing TV, your vlogs are great. Like I told you, your channel is going to blow up.
Let's see. Let's reserve judgment for that.
Adam Masiuski. Congratulations on the mega hand pay, brilliant vlogs, keep on rolling guys.
Cheers Adam.
Marty GI, great vlogs guys. Do you get any comps for M Life or total rewards?
Good question. We don't know yet. So although we've been part of M Life on previous trips, we've never really taken it that serious. Quite often I forgot to I wouldn't bother putting the card in. Like, we're low rolling anyway, as you know, so I just thought they're not going to give us anything. But then through research, it does pay off sometimes. I was reading that you get quite a lot of points for charging stuff to your room. So we must have ate at about 5 or 6 different M Life restaurants in that 12 days. And each time we charged it back to the room. And the points do stack up. So in that 12 days, we accrued about 35,000 points, which meant we went from Sapphire to Pearl. So I know it's not a lot, but we've moved up to that tier 2 now. In regards to comps, I don't know what we're going to get. We're booked for March anyway, so unless we get a free night at a different resort, I don't really see the point. But we might do. But we're hoping that if we have a good trip in March and we had some more points on, we might then get something for the following year. But we'll see and we'll let you know.
Adam's put a question as well, so looking forward to the Q&A. What's your favourite hotel and casino?
I think we've covered that.
And when you book your next trip, do you book flights and accommodation together or separately? So we have been booking them together. I think every time we've booked them together.
Yes.
So the first time we went was booked through Virgin.
Yep.
And then the next 2 times are booked through BA. But I think it just depends on what kind of deal you get. I mean, like, when I was looking for Laurie's birthday, I was originally just going to do 5 days. And to book it together, it was working out about $3,000 for Excalibur and flights. And then, you know, sometimes it says about, like, oh, minus so many pounds if you go, like, this date to this date. And then it turned out, like, 12 days was $1,200, which I couldn't quite believe. But I think it just depends on if you get a good deal with the flights as well. I mean, if Norwegian was still flying, I think that would have been a good option. I do like Norwegian flights. And then just book your hotel either directly
or for Home Life or whatever. Yeah,
or through booking.com.
Yeah, it's all down to price. As I said, we do quite a bit of research, so we always look at different ways. Yeah, just try both, I would say.
Yeah. David Potter, what's vlogging and editing like when in Vegas? Do you get funny looks and get told to stop anywhere? And how do you find the time to edit?
Do you want me to take this one?
It's all you.
This is pretty much all me. Funny looks? No, not really. A lot of where Vegas is so spectacular, a lot of people are either taking pictures or filming. So no, not at all. It's not like you're walking around your city centre filming yourself. It's everyone's doing it, so you don't really get funny looks. Getting stopped, yes, I got stopped once, which you probably saw, and that was in Excalibur, funnily enough. But bearing in mind, I was filming slot play for like 12 days. Getting stopped once, I didn't think was too bad. I'm going to say this now, I don't understand why that you get stopped. If someone could tell me, that'd be great. I mean, I've looked online and apparently there's something about a casino got done years ago with like, it was sending a feed through to a master computer and it was working out when a jackpot was going to pay us, some nonsense like that. But I really don't get it. There's so many YouTube channels out there now that film Vegas. It's free advertising for the casinos. I really don't get why you can't film.
Because Cosmo is now...
Cosmo's camera friendly. Apparently Park is as well. I can't vouch for that. We did do a bit of filming in Park. We didn't get stopped, but if someone could tell me why, let me know. Regards to editing, I just use an app on my phone called Action Director. I think it's about £13 a year for the licence. As you can tell, our vlogs are quite basic. I think it's a fair judgment. You know, we're not exactly Spielberg or anything like that. So all I do is I piece it together either when we get in the room of an evening, as I normally can't switch straight off, I can't go straight to sleep. So
I'm normally well asleep.
So Charlotte's normally gone and I'm normally laying there just putting videos together. But it doesn't take me long, it's like 20 minutes, whatever. Or if not, I'll do it in the morning. So it doesn't take me long. I don't spend hours and hours doing it. It's normally just a quick thing. Was there anything else on that question or was that it?
No.
Okay, yeah, so yeah.
James, I love the vlogs. Thank you so much for sharing your travels with us. My question would be, how self-conscious are you when vlogging in shops or casinos, and do you ever get funny looks or comments?
So I suppose we kind of covered this a little bit. Yeah. Self-conscious, do you know what? A little bit. I'll be honest, a little bit. I think, I don't know whether this comes across in the vlog or not, but normally on day 1 or 2, I'm more conscious than on day 10 or whatever. Because I think by the time once you're in a couple of days, I'm like, oh, I don't care anymore, like whatever. But normally, if I haven't done it for a while, it takes me a little bit of time to get going again. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
But no, not really, not really. I suppose the only bit where I am a little bit conscious is buffets and stuff like that. Because if people are queuing up to get their food, and I'm there like trying to film it, and I find that a little bit awkward. So I try and do that as quick as I can without rushing completely. But that aside, not really. Whatever. I just think you're never going to see these people again. What's the harm?
I get a bit funny.
You do, didn't you?
Yeah, especially when he's like, "Oh, you started this morning." I'm like, "No, no one wants to hear me talk."
Yeah, but the one
I think I have a problem watching myself back. Like when Laurie's editing, I don't like hearing or seeing myself on the video.
Yeah, no one does though, in all fairness. But what I would say is the amount of comments we've had saying like you enjoy watching us and stuff. I mean, that's good. That's good for us because it sort of gives us a bit more confidence. So thank you for that. But I just think it's one of them things. You know what I mean? Everyone's doing it now, so end of the day, all right, you might get a couple of iffy looks, but it's nothing. It's nothing to lose sleep over.
Next is from Ben Heath.
Hi, Ben.
No question, but just want to say you really have smashed this series of vlogs.
Cheers, Ben. Thank you. And cheers for the recommendation on the lemon drops again.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed.
Ben Johnson. Love your vlogs, guys. Congrats on the big win. Going to Vegas next May for 10 days.
Congratulations and good luck.
Would love...
Oh, sorry. I thought you stopped then. Sorry.
Would love to know any recommendations for good eats while we're out there. Thanks and keep up the good work.
Recommendations. If it's a special trip, I would say Le Cirque, hands down, and Skyfall Lounge for the evening. I think that would be my 2 recommendations for something a bit special. I've heard the Eiffel Tower restaurant's quite good as well, but I can't vouch for that as I've never been.
Yeah.
But those 2, 100%.
Yeah, I agree.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. It's going to be a slight break in here just because I'm worried this phone's going to stop recording. So give us 2 secs and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we're back. Part 2. I think my phone was saying that it's going to stop recording because it's getting to maximum size. So I'm hoping this is still going okay. But so yeah, go on. Next question.
Gravesay. Probably been my favourite series of Vegas vlogs ever. Thank you. My 2 questions are, what do you both do for a living? And 2, other than Skyfall and Camelot, what is your favourite bar and restaurant? Keep it, guys. You're absolutely killing it. Thank you.
Yeah, cheers for the kind words. Favourite Vegas vlog series ever. I mean, that's quite a big statement.
Big statement.
But thank you. I think we've kind of covered that in regards to what we do and restaurant. But I just to recover, I'd say Le Cirque if money's not really an object. If you're looking for a bit more of a budget-friendly meal, the Thai on Fremont Street is exceptional. Really good value.
Other favourite bar?
Favourite bar, Fremont, Whiskey Liquor Up, Skyfall for the Strip.
Yeah, I also really liked the one at the Stratosphere. Once I got over the fact that I was
so that's the
Top of the World.
It's the bar above the Top of the World restaurant. It's got a name like level 107, I think it's called from memory. That's good. For me, the view isn't. Although you're much higher, the view isn't as good as Skyfall because you're so far away from the. Well, not far away from the strip, but you're so far away from the main part of the strip. It's not got the same impact for me as Skyfall, but it's still worth a trip.
Matrix 2021. Well done on the series of vlogs, guys. Brilliant.
Do you know this is, didn't you? This is Kevin.
Oh, hi, Kevin. My question is, do you always go to the gym when away in Vegas or anywhere else? Because I nearly fell off my chair when you said you'd been in the morning. Will your gambling budget be higher for your March visit with your immense win? So, for the gym, no. I don't go to the gym at home. But I thought I'd had about 3 days of continuous buffets, so I should probably go to the gym. And all I really did was sit on an exercise bike, listening to 5 Seconds of Summer and Catfish in the Bottom End for about half an hour. So,
just to set the record straight, I am not a gym person whatsoever. I mean, I could probably count on one hand the number of times I've been into a gym.
One.
Pretty much. But I thought, you know what? My intention before the trip was, right, I've lost a bit of weight to be able to put it back on out there. But in the same breath, I want to try and do a bit of exercise in Vegas just so I can carry on eating what I want and drinking what I want. But we went once. The intention was to go about 6 or 7 times. Yeah, we went once.
But then in our defence, you do a lot of walking out there, and we both have office jobs, so we're both like at a desk all day.
Yeah.
I mean, you're running off to meetings more than I am. I am literally at a desk for 8-9 hours a day. So we were having some days where we were doing like 19,000 steps.
Yeah.
So even managing to do that.
I think that helped.
Yeah.
I mean, I weighed myself. I'll let you into a secret. I weighed myself yesterday. I put on 4 pounds in the 12 days, which personally I was like, okay, that's brilliant. Because I was expecting to be like a stone.
I stayed level.
So yeah. But as Charlotte said, like I think at least on one occasion we walked from Excalibur right away up to Circus and back again. I think we got an Uber part way back.
Yeah, because my
the
legs just weren't having it anymore.
But if you do the walking, I think that knocks a lot of it off, to be honest.
Gambling budget, will that be higher?
No. No, I don't think so. Maybe ever so slightly, maybe ever so slightly, but I don't think.
I might put it up by about $10 a day.
I think our spins won't really change too much. It will still be in the same region we was gambling this trip.
Yeah. Linda Tardy, love your vlogs and wonder if you only stay at the Excalibur or if you have stayed at any other resort hotel in Vegas. Hopefully we can return someday soon, but I can dream and watch your vlogs. Wishing I was there too. Thanks for taking us along with you. Thank you.
Thank you, that's really sweet. I've stayed at Excalibur 3 times and New York once. For me, it just comes down to what offers there are. And 9 times out of 10, Excalibur is one of the cheapest, or if not the cheapest on the strip, aside from like Circus, but I wouldn't stay at Circus. So yeah, all the time Excalibur's there with a good offer, I'd probably take it. I mean, if we got some comps through M Life at say Mirage or Park or somewhere like that, then yeah, by all means, we could look at changing it up. But we generally stay at Excalibur because for some reason you just get some crazy deals.
Yeah. Eric Lundgren. Question number 1: do you play poker at home?
No, not really.
Number 2: which, if any, slot channels do you watch? Loving the videos from the Dominican Republic. Thank you. I love Dominican Republic as well.
I've never been, but again, that could be one that's on our list. To be fair, of places to go.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful place.
So what was the second question? Slot channel. Sorry.
Yeah.
Not really. So I prefer travel vlogs rather than slot channels. So I did used to watch a bit of Brian Christopher, but I struggle to relate to it. So obviously, you know us, we don't gamble a lot. So when I'm seeing someone gamble sort of like $5 a spin, I can't relate to it because I know we could never afford it. And to be honest, it makes me a bit anxious that someone's gambling to that level. So no, I don't really watch too much slot channels. Obviously, Vegas-wise, we watch, you know, everyone, you know, your Matt Bridges, your Nickies, your Bens, everyone else. So we do watch that, but no, not really slot channels, to be honest.
No. Next
Go on
question. Paul Harvey. Hi guys, enjoying the vlogs. Do you need a player's card at Ellis Island to have the $7 stake? As I'm definitely giving it a go next month. I bet you didn't sleep after that win. Absolutely buzzing. I will sleep after anything, so I did. With the player's card, yes. So when you get the player's card at Ellis Island and you bet, is it $5?
It's in 5 or 10.
And then they've got like,
I think it's 5.
little machines where you can put your card in. It brings up like your offers, and they refresh daily as well. So you can get the steak special. I think is it $7.99?
It is.
And that gives you a starter as well. So it's either soup of the day or Caesar salad, and then it's your steak with jacket potato or mash. And then I think you get dessert included as well.
No, you don't. We never had dessert in there.
They asked.
Did they?
Yeah, they asked.
It's a 2 cool steak special. I don't think you get dessert, but
I would have tried it.
Yeah, but that would be my go-to in Ellis Island. We had both the ribs and the steak, and don't get me wrong, the ribs were fantastic, out of this world. They were really good. And
do you know what? Unpopular opinion, but I preferred the Ellis Island steak to Camelot.
I think that's because you ordered wrong in Camelot. Yeah. No, I don't. For me, you can't compare the two. You're comparing a $50 steak to a $7.99 steak. Don't get me wrong, Ellis Island, I would have that steak every day. It was really good. Even the soup was good, to be fair. The soup was nice, but no, I don't think you can compare the two personally.
Yeah, he definitely was comparing on the night after he'd had a few drinks. He was like, "Oh, this is definitely better than Camelot." So I think he's talking nonsense.
Don't know.
Harrison Cocker, if you have unlimited money to stay at any Vegas property, where would you stay and why? So I think we kind of gone over this. So for me, I think it'd be Bellagio.
I think I agree. Mandalay Bay as well, to some degree. I would probably move around. Is probably my answer. I would probably do a couple of days at Mandalay, move up to Bellagio. Maybe the Wynn. I don't know. I'm not massive on the Wynn, but in the same breath, I've not stayed there, so I'd like to probably stay there to give it a go. I don't know. Probably Bellagio is my number one.
Yeah, I agree. Nathan Dillon, do you ever hit the slots in London? If so, when am I coming with you? Well done, you two, legend of a blog. Thanks, Nathan. No, not really.
We don't really. So we done the TVC meet up in Leeds recently. We done the one earlier in the year.
Yeah, in London.
In London. So all the time they happen, yes, we would. To be honest, no.
The only other one we're going to go to, and Neil and Leanne, we are going to the one in Lanzarote.
Yeah, we'll do the Lanzarote casino. No, we don't really. I think the unique thing about Vegas is obviously you're gambling in dollars, and for us Brits, it's like Monopoly money. You don't really get the value of what you're doing. Whereas when I'm physically putting in £20 notes into a slot machine, I'm like, oh my god, I could be doing something so much better with this money than this. So that's why I think I'm a little bit more loose with it in Vegas, if that makes sense. So I don't really play slots at home.
Yeah.
Apart from my Vegas, that keeps my slot itch going.
Robert Garcia, cheers from Texas. My question is, do you guys ever stay at Caesar's properties? So no, we haven't.
We haven't done. Not that we're opposed to it. It's just, as I said earlier, we get good deals at Excalibur and M Life properties, so no. But you never know what the future holds.
Leo Galaxy, do you always carry your passports in case you hit a hand-paid jackpot? Now the funny thing is, we normally put our passports in the safe, and this time the only reason I kept them on me was because when we went to Main Street last time, we tried to get a player's card and we couldn't sign up because we didn't have our passport, so we were signing up for a few different players cards this time. And I said I just kept them in my bag, and to be honest, I kind of forgot they were there. So when we hit the jackpot on Moolah, I was like, I have the passports. No, we don't have to move.
I did say to Charlotte before we left, I was like, look, just keep your passports in your purse. You never know your luck. She went, oh no. I went, just keep them in because you never know. Like, what harm is it going to do? And lo and behold, to be fair, even if you didn't have done, didn't have the passports on you,
didn't have done.
That slot machine was probably the closest slot bank to our room. It was literally at the foot of the lift.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't have been a nightmare if she didn't, but I'm glad she did.
Paul dear, I'm surprised you didn't do a Matt Bridger and scream. That's in Ampay right there. Congrats on great vlogs. I was just in shock.
Yeah, we had a couple of people say on Twitter, like, oh, they didn't seem very surprised or they didn't seem very happy with the win. It was pure and utter disbelief. And disbelief.
I've said this before, like, I've been watching people and, like, you watch the videos and I was like, if that was me, I'd be jumping up and down, I'd be screaming, like, I would be, like, over the moon. And until I was in that moment, I just remember, like, there's a part where I'm, like, looking at Laurie through, like, my hands, like, my fingers, and I was like, has this really happened?
Yeah, it's such a bizarre thing because it was almost a case that I didn't believe it until I had the money in my hand. Until that point, I couldn't celebrate because I thought something's going to go wrong. There's no way we've just won almost $4,000. That's not right. It doesn't happen to us. And it was weird as well because people was coming round and looking. Obviously, they saw that it was a big win.
It just made you feel a bit uneasy.
And I couldn't.
Not that it was the people's fault.
No, of course not.
It was more that you've now got this money. You need to get back to the room.
That was my point. So we waited about 45 minutes for the guy to come back with the passports and the money, and that felt like a lifetime. But then when he did come back and pay us, my first thought was that, do you know what? All right, I know nothing would have happened, but probably how many people stopped? 50? It could have been a lot less than that.
No, there's quite a few.
And there was still a crowd there when we was getting paid, and I thought, these people now know we've got almost $4,000 on us. I don't want to go walking through the casino and then, you know, we get picked up on the way back to the room. So I thought, you know what? Let's get this money in the safe, get it out of the way, come back down and have a drink. And that's what we did. But it was such a surreal thing. I thought I'd be jumping around screaming and shouting, but it was just a thing that I don't believe this is happening to me. And until I've got that money, I'm not going to believe it.
The thing that made me really nervous though, so I was sat down at the machine and we had Laurie's players card in. We had like $20 of my money, $20 of your money in, and I was pressing the button. And when the guy came over and took the players card out, I gave him Laurie's passport. And he was like, is this his card? I said, yeah. And he was like, why isn't it yours? And I was like, oh, well, it's been him. And he was like, well, is he the one gambling? And I was like, oh yeah, I'm just sat. It was lucky I had my walking stick on me. So I was like, oh, I'm sitting down because I need the seat. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was thinking, they're not going to pay it out because I've pressed the button.
Yeah.
And it was really like, when we'd waited there 45 minutes, I was like, they're reviewing CCTV.
Yeah.
We're not getting it paid out. I was like, I'm an anxious person anyway, so it was like all these million and one things that go through my head.
Because he did say, oh, we'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes, and it was a good 45.
Yeah.
And all you could hear was that, like the bonus music going round and round and round behind us.
We want our cars back.
And it was such a bizarre thing. But I get why people say, oh, they didn't seem very happy or they didn't seem very shocked. Honestly, it was pure disbelief, and I don't think you ever know how you're going to react until it's happened to you. So I get why people say that, because I would probably say the same thing myself. Yeah. But yeah, just pure sheer disbelief.
Ella Louise, you deserve every subscriber. Thank you. If you had to recommend one must-see, eat or do in Vegas, what would it be and why? Can't wait until your March vlogs.
Thank you, and thank you for watching. This is a good question. What do you think?
One must-see.
I'll go out on a limb and say Skyfall Lounge. I think that typifies Vegas for me. The view is just exceptional, and if you can go at dusk, so just as the sun's going down and the lights starting to come on, that for me is just, it's amazing.
Either that or the helicopter. We mentioned
that's true.
That was good.
Yeah.
And we're doing the hopefully doing the Grand Canyon next time as well.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure will then be the thing.
Do you think?
Yeah. Stephen Woodins, hi guys, great win on that, where luck was not on your side. My questions are, 1, what taxi firm do you suggest we use during our trip in May? And 2, what casinos do you find best on drink service?
Oh, good question.
Second's a good question.
Taxi service, anything but normal taxis. So we use Lyft, don't we?
Yeah, so if you sign up to Lyft and you've not had an account before, you get some quite good offers. So we were getting, I think it was 25% off our first 10 trips. But I know when we went before, it was a ridiculous one. I think it was like
$5 off.
$5 off
your first 10 trips or something silly. Well, I might be wrong on this, but literally every Lyft driver we had a Lyft and an Uber sticker. So it's the same people doing the same job essentially. But we found Lyft a little bit cheaper, and as Charlotte said, you get the discount codes as well. So that's what I would recommend.
Just for the comparison, so we got like a taxi to the airport from the airport to the hotel, and that was $40,
including tip. It was $40.
And going back from the hotel, I'll get my words out in a minute. From the hotel to the airport, with Lyft, it was $12.
Yeah. I think, although saying that, in January, I believe they're bringing in fixed prices for the normal taxis from the airport to the Strip. So I think to Excalibur is $19. So do you know what? I said to Charlotte this time, like when you get off the plane, you've got your luggage, you've got through immigration, you just want to get to your hotel. Yeah. And I think the Lyft and Uber pickup at McCarran is like in the car park bit. And I was like, oh, do you know what? I can't be bothered going up there. We might not get Wi-Fi and we have to come back and just get the cab. But we'll probably do that again this year, as in March, if it is $19. I'm happy with that. And then you just do Lyft or Uber for the rest of it. And
second question was, what casino did you find best on drink service?
Cosmo, hands down.
Yeah.
Cosmo.
Really good.
Park was relatively good.
Yeah. There was a few iffy days in there.
Excalibur weren't great.
No, it wasn't.
Luxor weren't great.
Ellis Island was very good.
Yeah, Ellis Island was good. Mandalay Bay was okay-ish, I would say. Once every half an hour, probably. I'm trying to think where else we gambled quite a bit. But no, the times we was in...
Luxor, you had a drink over you.
Oh, I got a drink spilt all over me, yeah. That's another story. But yeah, Cosmo, hands down. But we was turning drinks down in the end. We couldn't drink them fast enough.
Yeah. University of Turmoil. I'll ask my regular question of which Vegas thing that everyone else loves do you hate? And which Vegas thing that everyone hates do you love? Ooh. That is a very interesting question.
I think for me, I don't know if this will appeal to people that watch this, but a lot of the people that I know from work and stuff go to Vegas for the nightclubs.
Yeah.
Not my
We
scene.
don't go to the nightclubs here.
Yeah, not so. I suppose that answers the what does everyone love, do you hate bit. People go to Vegas for the nightclubs and all that stuff. Not really my thing.
Which Vegas thing that everyone hates do you love?
That's a really good question. I wonder if Excalibur would fit into that, because I know Excalibur's got quite a bad rep, but I can't really fault it.
Yeah.
I might have to think about that one.
Yeah,
I might have to come
that's
back
a
to
really
you.
good
I might have to come
question.
back to you on that. I can't think of anything. Before this trip, I would have said Denny's, because quite often people say Denny's is awful. Like, how can you eat in Denny's? And previous trips we've had there,
No,
like,
I kind of agree.
yeah, we've received some awful service in Denny's this trip. Like, our breakfast came up 20 minutes apart at one point.
It was his fault.
Oh, apparently it's my fault.
He ordered French toast and a stack of pancakes, and I was waiting for a breakfast sandwich. And she brought them over, and he ate the whole thing while I was still waiting. And then I was like, sorry, was you not even going to offer me some? And he had like the tiniest bit of pancake left and was like, do you want some? I was like, no, not really.
It should have come up together. It's not my
Should have
fault.
done. Every other table was coming up together.
Yeah, and then the last time we went in there, we ordered our breakfast and an extra side of pancakes, and
Never
the
got the
pancakes
extra
never turned up. So, do you know what? Just a quick point on Denny's. The only time I would go again is on day one, when you wake up at like 3 in the morning and you go for some early breakfast, because it's only you in there then.
Yeah.
So you'll get your service.
Yeah.
Other than that, if it's too busy,
Leave it.
forget it.
John Ford, loved all your vlogs, thank you. Do you get comps from the casinos even though you're low rollers?
To be confirmed, we'll let you know. We're not going to hold our breath. So we've gone up to Pearl status, so we're hoping for something, but we don't know just yet. We'll keep you posted.
Thomas McCartney, do you book a package holiday or book flight and hotel separate? So I think we've
covered that.
It just kind of depends on what the deals are at the time.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say I'm opposed to booking it separately. It just depends. If it's cheaper to book it as a package, we will.
Yeah.
If we manage to get good flights and get comped rooms, then we'll do it that way. So it just entirely depends. Leanne Wells, congratulations. Where do you have your favourite cocktail in Vegas, and what is it? I think we might have mentioned this a few times. I suppose you can answer it in different ways. I think in casinos, got to be the lemon drop.
Yeah.
In Cosmo, for like going to a bar and getting a cocktail, for me, do you know, it'd probably be the Speakeasy at the Mod Museum.
Good shout. I think for me, I don't know if you can class it as a cocktail, but the couple of times we went to flights in the Miracle Mile at Planet Hollywood, their frozen daiquiris are unbelievable. And do you know what? They are so potent. Like, literally, Charlotte came back from Sephora and I was on my second round of flight, so like six daiquiris later, and yeah, it was a little bit interesting.
Yeah.
But that would be my recommendation.
We were going Ellis
Island.
Island, and we were walking to the cab, and I was like, "You've had too much to drink." He was like,
Vegas,
"Oh,
you know what I mean? In Vegas.
I was like, "Look, you've had too much."
The thing is, if you'd have come back from Sephora quicker, I wouldn't have had the
My
second.
fault.
I wouldn't have had the second flight. So you know.
My fault. The one, the only. Does your love for each other shine bright all the time? No.
Joking. Of course it does.
I'm not joking. It does.
Go on.
I could say more, but I'm not going to.
Get on with it.
James 82. Do you ever go to Vegas during the summer and hang out at the pools? If so, which do you most enjoy? I mean, I've only done it once,
Well,
and it was Excalibur pool.
That wasn't really summer either.
It
That was
wasn't,
March. I've only done it in summer once.
Over our 1 year anniversary.
Charlotte wasn't there. I went with my mates. We done Wet Republic to see Calvin Harris. That was good then. I think I was 23.
Old.
I wasn't that old. 23, whatever.
Yeah.
Would I do it now? Definitely not. Definitely not. Pool wise, yeah, I think most are good. To be honest, I think the New York's pool. Sorry, put my teeth back in. Was pretty shocking. It's in the shade. You've got the roller coaster going round like every 5 minutes above your head.
Yeah, every 5 minutes.
Yeah, that weren't great. Excalibur's pool's fine. Literally, like it's quite good for Excalibur. But Mandalay Bay is the one I want to really try. That looks something else.
Philip Yates, I've really enjoyed these vlogs. You're both keeping it real. I was so happy to see you hit that jackpot. Many congrats, Phil from Peterborough.
Cheers, Phil.
Craig MK6, again, thank you for the amazing vlogs. Other than travel, what interests do you have? So there's 3 questions here, so we'll answer.
Let's do one at a time. Okay.
So I think our main ones are football. So we both support the same football team.
Yeah.
Which is Charlton Athletic.
Yeah.
We both have a season ticket there, which might not be next year.
Well, let's wait and see.
But we're weighing that up. Another big thing that we share an interest in is music. Obviously, Laurie thinks that I have some questionable taste in music, but we do collect vinyls.
Yeah, you can't see it. It's just behind the camera. We've probably got in the region of, what, a couple of hundred?
Yeah, about I'd say about 250 we're up to now.
Yeah.
But yeah, we love collecting there, and we love going to see gigs. So we've booked up already a few next year. One being Liam Gallagher, we're going to Paris for, and the other we're going to see the Killers for our 1 year wedding anniversary. I'm also going to see 5 Seconds of Summer.
So this is where we differ. she's great for like 80% of it, and then she has this dodgy little 20%.
Like Taylor Swift,
really questionable stuff. But yeah, we share a lot of interests. Sport, music. We like the same sort of telly.
Yeah.
There's not much really that I like that Charlotte doesn't, which is great for me.
Yeah, I think the only thing we really differ on is I love my history, and you could probably take it or leave it. If you could stay in any hotel in Vegas, which would it be? Don't take cost into account. So I think we've covered this. Do you use your MLF card, and if so, do you get anything from it? So as you said, we have started to use it more. Yeah,
we don't know yet. We don't know what we're going to get. All I would say is give it a try. I think the biggest tip from me is charge everything to your room.
Yeah.
So all we did is we charged it to our room, and then we had a separate envelope in the safe for the meals that we was charging, just so we didn't lose track of. We didn't want to get to the desk at the end and be like, oh god, we've got this massive bill.
Yeah.
So we just put in whatever we was charging to the room into a separate envelope, and then we just paid it at the end. So yeah, we don't know if it's going to pay off. Hopefully we'll see in the coming months.
Vicky B, love your vlogs and Charlotte's makeup and outfits. Thank you.
So there you go.
We are low rollers too. What is your favourite time of year to visit Vegas? So I've only done March and December. March is lovely because you get the weather, but I did really enjoy December. It seemed quieter, apart from the rodeo week.
Yeah.
It did seem to be a lot. It's never going to be quiet in Vegas, but it did seem a bit more quiet.
Yeah, I think December was great, and it had a different feel to it. I think the only downside to going that time of year is you haven't got the pools.
Yeah.
So where we would spend the morning at the pool, as a bit of a breakaway from all the casino and the gambling, we didn't really have that in December. So I think we was gambling quite a bit more than what we would do in March, which isn't a bad thing. But I just like that bit of variety you get in March, where you can sit by the pool if you want a bit of a relaxing day. So for me, that time of year is great. That spring, sort of March, April time is probably the best.
Yeah, I think the summer would be a bit too hot for me. I don't cope well in really hot weather. Mina SK, first I want to say congrats on the big win. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys said something about going back to Vegas in March. What date? So we are going the 21st to 28th.
Yep.
We're going in March, and we'd love to run into you too. Well,
yeah. Well, to be honest, we're talking to a guy who you probably follow called Mark Anderson, and I think he's trying to organise something because he's out there that same time as well. So if you follow Charlotte on Twitter or whatever, no doubt
be a bit of a meet up.
Yeah, there'd be a bit of a meet up.
Another question: favourite casino in Las Vegas? Thanks to the wonderful vlogs, we enjoy watching them. Thank you. I think, have we covered this?
Yeah, we kind of have. yeah, you know, it's the same old. We're talking Mandalay, Excalibur, Ellis Island, Bellagio, you know.
Kells UK, question, how depressed and sad are you now you're home? I cried about 3 times yesterday. I was really sad.
Do you know what? I'm not sad I'm home because I had such a good time. And obviously we're going back in March, so we can't be too sad. It's just the jet lag's killing me. Like,
Yeah.
how I got through yesterday at work, I literally don't know.
I was meant to go to my Christmas party last night, and it got to about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, this is not going to happen. The cab's not meant to be picking me up until midnight. This is not happening. Continuing on from that, takes us around a week to get over it because Vegas isn't on my way to work.
Yeah, amen to that.
No margaritas at 11 a.m. for me at home, I know. Also, just to say, wonderful to watch your adventures. Thanks for sharing. And what the hell am I going to watch now?
Give it a few months and we'll be back anyway.
Stu John, how did you guys meet? Do you want the long version?
No, let's keep it short. We've been running for over an hour already.
What's it say?
Do you want me to do the short version?
Yeah, go on.
All right. So as Charlotte mentioned a minute ago, we both support Charlton. So we met through that basically. Charlotte spotted me there. Truth.
I know my dad's going to watch this and say a few words.
And then we basically started talking through Twitter. We met up.
Slid into my DMs.
I think it was the other way round.
No, I think you'll find it was you. You were like, let's talk via the messages because we don't want to clog up people's newsfeed. I was like, oh, right, yeah.
Whatever,
yeah.
but you know, the bait was there. The bait was there to be taken. But yeah, we met through football. And as I said, we share so many interests. It was always going to happen. So yeah.
That was nearly 8 years ago.
Yeah.
8 years ago in January. So.
Yeah.
Sam Robinson, firstly, thank you for such a great vlog series, and again, well done on the hand pay, thank you.
Cheers.
My question is, do you ever go and see any shows while in Vegas? And if so, which one would you recommend, or is it not your thing? So we've only ever seen one.
Yeah.
Which was Humanity, and I wouldn't recommend it. It was really entertaining, but we're both those kind of people that don't want to get picked on.
We're typical awkward Brits, I think you would describe it. Like,
I was sat there with like my coat, like, don't notice me, don't go away, no.
So for anyone who's not seen Humanity, what they do is it's quite a risque, is that the right word?
Yeah.
A cirque show where they drag people up on stage and they get them to do all manner of things. I mean, within reason, they're pushing boundaries. It's nothing, you know, too bad, but it is quite bad. But I was just thinking, oh my god, they better not pull me up on this stage because I don't know whether I would run out the door or how I would react. So for me, I spent the whole hour and 20 minutes thinking, oh god, please don't pick me, please don't pick me. So I couldn't really settle in and enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't bad. I mean, I think we'd like to do more shows out there. So I think next time we're going to try and do Beatles Love at Mirage. Mm-hmm. That's meant to be really good. So we're going to give that a go, I think. But yeah, we'll let you know what we think of that anyway.
Chunky Monkey 35, favourite drink while gambling? I was lemon drop martini. I think I would agree.
Yeah, so I probably agree with that. I normally cycle between 3 drinks when I'm gambling. If it's before 11 o'clock, I'll be on Bucks Fizz or Mimosas or whatever they're called in America. Once it hits 11, I'll move on to a Corona. And then towards the back end of the day, once I've had enough beer, I'll go on to a Jack Daniels and Coke. Yeah. Unless I'm at Cosmo, in which it will be lemon drop martini.
Robert Romero, no questions, thanks for the vlogs.
Oh, cheers, thanks for watching.
Olivia Carroll, what are your travel plans for next year? So
I think we've covered that pretty much.
Yeah, do you have anything booked? Also, do you budget a certain amount per year for holidays?
Not really.
It just kind of depends on what offers we're getting.
Yeah, we don't really budget. Like, we don't have a set, say, however many thousand or whatever for holidays. We kind of have a look and see what we've got going for the year. I mean, like I say, hopefully, touch wood, next year we'll be moving house. So thankfully we've got a bit of a pot, if you like, saved up for next year's holidays, but that might mean the following year we don't have as many, because if we're moving, obviously stuff's going to need to be done and whatever else. So no, we don't have we don't put aside X amount per month for holidays. It really depends on what offers there are and what we're up to.
Stephen Watkins, happy birthday, Laurie. One question:
cheers.
would you be able to go through how you sort the hand pay? So if we hit a hand pay, they don't take our tax.
I think it depends on where you hit the hand pay more than anything. So obviously, first things first, you need your passport. If you're a resident of the UK, depending on where you gamble, you should get the ITIN number you referred to, which is what I've got somewhere over there. And if you get that, they pay you in full. If the casino doesn't have that tax thing on site, people know more about this than me. I'm just going from what I've heard online. If they don't have that certain tax thing at that casino, then they won't be able to pay you in full, and they'll tax you, and then you claim it back. But from experience, obviously Excalibur have got it. They paid us in full. So I think there's a list online. If you Google it, it will say what resorts on the strip have that tax, whatever it is, on site. So you won't have to go through the whole rigmarole of doing that. But yeah, good luck on hitting it.
Brandon Carp, just binge watch your whole Vegas trip. Cool beans and cheers. Have you ever met Matt Bridger? He's become very popular over the last year and also says Quinn instead of dollars lost one. Be prepared, people will start asking when you're coming back to Vegas and can you meet up with them? Embrace it and enjoy your new grand channel. Thank you. And yes, we have met Matt.
Yeah, Matt's a real good guy.
Guy.
Real good guy. We met him, the first time we met him was our trip in March last year. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it was good. I think we did vlog it, didn't we? Yeah. So it's on there. You'll see a little excerpt of that. And obviously we've since seen him at the TVC meetup as well. But yeah, Matt's a great guy.
Keep in touch as well.
Yeah, we quite often keep in touch with Matt. So yeah, and if the second part of that was about people meeting up, fine. But I don't think we're anywhere near that level yet. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
If you do see us, feel free to
just say
come
hi.
over and say hi.
It has happened once before in Lanzarote. Someone came up to us and was like, "Oh my god, like, are you from YouTube? We've just been watching your stuff." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, nice to meet you." It was really bizarre.
Bit of a shock.
Yeah, and we met.
It's really nice as well.
Yeah, it is nice, and we met a guy called Matt. Was it Matt Willis? McCarran from the TVC group. Again, that's a nice experience, but we still find it a little bit not strange. Maybe strange is the wrong word, but as I say, we just do this for us. The fact that other people watch it is a little bit bizarre, but yeah, no, it's all good.
Bowl full of pancakes. I love the name. While you're in Las Vegas and get munchies late at night, where do you like to go? Anywhere that does food, really.
To be fair, we don't really go anywhere. Like we've never woken up, gone out, got food, and gone back to bed.
No, but I do like to have a bit of a pit stop before I go to bed. So
yeah,
you'll probably see it in the vlog. It's either tater tots, milkshakes from Johnny Rockets, Argo, Popeyes, which you didn't go this time.
No, we didn't, did we?
Corn dog, Pizza Hut.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah. If it's food,
yeah,
I'll eat it.
And if it's early in the morning, it will be Denny's.
Yeah.
For the first couple of days.
Noli Caulfield, quick question on your daily gambling amount. If you do, how much per person, and are you strict on sticking to it? Like Nikki Firmage, if it's gone, it's an early bar. I've got to love Nikki and Claire.
100%. We're exactly the same as Nikki and Claire in regards to once our daily budget's gone, that's it. You will not catch me going back up to the safe for more. I know like Matt does that, and sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. I respect Matt for his bottle because I couldn't do it. I have my daily limit, and as I said earlier, once that's gone, that's it. Because if I do more than that, I find I'm not enjoying it. I'm just chasing the money. Yeah. And if that then doesn't come back, then you start to go down the road that I don't want to go down. So no, I have my limit. Once it's gone, that's it. It's gone. CJ88X, how on earth are you two so slim with the amount you eat in Vegas? Animals teach me. I just learned to buy baggy clothes to hide it. I wouldn't say I'm slim. I think I've put a little bit of timber on since I've been out there, but I was on a diet for about 3 months before I went. So I was also on that diet and lasted about 2 weeks. But I lost about a stone before Vegas with the intention of putting it back on. So that's it really. I'm strict to myself before a holiday, and then when I'm on holiday I lose all control. I start doing the diet, but I just love my food too much, so it just doesn't happen.
Brian Osborne. Guys, thanks for sharing your vacation with us. It's awesome to watch and see what people do when they go to Vegas. Plus, I always learn or see something new from watching vlogs like this. Thank you.
Cheers, nice one.
Anastas617. Hello. Wow, as I type this, it seems you've gotten over 700 new subs during this trip alone. I love that you do Vegas exactly the way you want and that you love Excalibur. It was my hotel, my very first trip, and I've maintained a soft spot for it. The question is, I think you said this was only Charlotte's second trip to Vegas. So do you officially have the passion so many of us have, and do you envision a yearly or more tradition moving forward?
I think we've touched on this briefly, so it all depends on our life really. So we're looking at moving next year. If we then decide we want to settle down, maybe have kids, we don't know, then obviously that would stop. That would completely stop, at least for quite a few years. But in the meantime, we're just going to do it as much as we can.
That's why we have grandparents.
Yeah. Don't think we might be too happy about that. But yeah, for the time being, we're going to do what we can.
Yeah. Mark Angelo, does Skybar and Skyfall have a dress code? And how do the views compare to High Roller, Eiffel Tower? I think the views are much, much better.
The Sky, yes. Okay, so we're getting that message again, so we have to go for part 3 in a minute. Skyfall, yes, it does have a dress code, and for me, best views in Vegas. Sky Lounge, I don't think it has a dress code, and the view's good, but I think it depends on where you sit. Some of the views are really good, but then we were sort of stuck behind a bit of a pillar when we was there, so I could only really see Polo Towers, and that was it. It's okay. It's good for a quick stop. I wouldn't, if you miss it, you miss it. I wouldn't say it's the end of the world. Whereas Skyfall, always, if I go to Vegas, I will make sure I go there at least once. Right. Okay. So before we go on to the next question, we're gonna cut for part 3. So we'll see you in a sec.
Part 3.
Okay, part 3. So I'm sorry this is dragged on. I thought we'd do this in an hour, but we're way behind. So come on, let's go. Nice and quick.
Hog and 2 Cent.
Hi guys.
Hi. And tried to avoid all the spoilers today about this vlog. I knew there was going to be a win. Holy cow. What a win. We were jumping up and down when we watched it. So cool. Couldn't have happened to better people. We're so happy for you guys. Cheers. Way to go.
Thank you. Again, if you haven't watched Hog and 2 Cent, make sure you do. They're amazing. Really good vloggers.
Kevin Mack, loved going along with your Vegas adventure. Question, if you could choose to stay at any other hotels for free for your next trip, where would you be interested in staying and why?
I think we've covered this. So if money wasn't an object, Bellagio.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're relatively happy where we are at Excalibur, and that's where we're staying anyway.
Yeah. Frostbite blog, you two are naturally gifted when it comes to vlogging. Congrats on the success thus far. Would you ever consider trips to gamble in Atlantic City or down south in Biloxi?
Atlantic City, yes. So as we spoke about at the start of the vlog, hopefully in September next year, we'll be going to New York. One of those days, I will travel down to Atlantic City on my own.
While I'm working.
But I'm not going to stay over. I'm literally going to get an early coach there and a late coach back. I don't know what to expect, but I'll take you along and you can make your own judgment.
Brenda Rafter, I've really enjoyed your vlogs. What an exciting win. I don't have a question, just keep the vlogs coming. I have put Budapest on my bucket list.
Yeah, go Budapest. It's incredible.
It's brilliant. Really enjoyed it. Jose Garcia, how was your stay at Excalibur? How was the room and view? And do you ever use the American Casino Guide book for coupons? So stay at Excalibur, I've never had a problem. The only time I was a bit annoyed was the view last trip, and before we changed rooms, and it was just a brick wall. No,
yeah, they gave us a room with a brick wall view.
I ran in and opened the curtains. I was like, oh my god, I'm so excited to see the view. Because when you went with your friends and your dad, you had like really good views. I was like, oh, I'm so excited to open the window, and like pulled the curtain, and it was just like brick wall. I was like, oh. But
in their defence, they moved us straight away. We didn't have to go back to reception. They said, right, take your key card out. This is your new room number, and your cards will work in that room. So credit where credit's due. Yeah,
and this time the view
was good.
Yeah,
the view was good.
American Casino Guide.
We used it before. Actually, no, I never. We used Las Vegas Advisor book.
Yeah.
I didn't bother this time round. I just couldn't be bothered with it. But if you want to save a few quid, then yeah, go for it.
Terry Barber. Many Europeans and some Brits have expressed apprehension about visiting the US due to fear of becoming victims of crime. Do you have any such apprehension, or did you before your first trip to the US in Vegas? What would you advise your fellow overseas travellers about personal safety? I mean, I'll be honest. So we've done New York and Vegas.
Why are you? What you worried? Was you worried about safety?
No. That's what I'm about to say.
Oh.
God, give me a chance. I was about to say, if you let me finish, we've done both Vegas and New York, and I felt safe both times.
Yeah, I mean, we live on the outskirts of London. We've lived in London and stuff, so for us, it's literally...
Someone's lived in a dodgy area.
Speak for you, so have you. No problem whatsoever.
No. In terms of personal safety, the only thing I'm ever a bit wary about is my
Fremont?
bag.
Oh. We say Fremont Street.
And Fremont. But I'm funny, like even in London, I normally have my bag under my coat.
Yeah.
Just because I've heard stories about people having their the straps of their bag like cut. So it's just kind of like wherever you go, you've got to kind of keep your wits about you.
Yeah.
But there's never been a time in it either, apart from the time at Fremont Street, where I've really felt a bit worried. I do feel quite comfortable to walk around and not really worry about my safety.
Fair enough. It's never bothered me. It never even crossed my mind, to be honest.
Joanne Dempers, what equipment do you use for your vlogging? And do you play the win slots and or My Vegas? Congrats again to both of you.
Thank you.
So for vlogging,
just phone and Action Director, and that's it.
Win slots and My Vegas. So we both use My Vegas.
Yeah.
I started win slots, but I didn't feel like I was really getting anywhere.
Same. I just weren't earning anything, so I gave it up as a bad job. But My Vegas, played it for years now, probably about 5 years. And I've got to the point now where I think I've got enough that I don't need to play it anymore anytime soon. But I'd recommend it. You save so much money.
Yeah, you do. Jano, how do you guys do that long in Vegas? Wow, I know it's a long flight, but that's a long time. I can only do 4 days. I think the only reason we did that long in Vegas was because of the deal we got.
Yeah, it was cheaper.
If we hadn't, I don't think we would have done it. My question is about your most favourite thing about Vegas. I know mine, and it's not gambling, food or drinking, which I love all three. Thanks for reading my question, and really like watching your vlog. New subscriber and a half Brit, but 100% Canadian. Thank you.
Thank you.
Most favourite thing about Vegas? I just love the variety. I think for me it's like, there's just so much.
Yeah. I agree. I think for me, the overriding thing is the scale of everything. Everything is so big, you can't help but be impressed by it. Like when you first... Every time I land, I just forget how impressive it is.
It's as you're like turning around and you see Mandalay Bay.
Yeah.
That's one of my favourite things is when you land, you see Mandalay Bay and it's like massive and gold.
Yeah, I think that's the thing for me. It's just the scale of everything, the scale of the food, the hotel, everything's to excess. It's mind blowing. Yeah. Like, come on, I'm conscious of this time. People have been sitting here for like 4 hours.
John Moy, where is the best place, hotel, restaurant to stay and eat for Christmas?
Good question. Honestly, I'll be honest, I don't know. I've never been out there at Christmas.
But if anyone has, please feel free to comment and let us know. Because that is a good question. I'd quite like to know the answer.
The one thing I would say is the Bellagio Conservatory for Christmas was immense. Oh, yeah. It was really good. So if anyone's out there for Christmas, make sure, and no doubt you'll do that anyway, but make sure you do, because that was something else. Yeah.
Chase, what do you guys each do for a living back in London?
I think we covered that.
And pick someone else at random on my behalf who've chosen free goodies.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We have to do that. Yeah, do that at the end. Thank you.
Richard Robinson, love your vlogs, gave us good info for our trip in May. Any advice on jet lag? Thanks again, guys. Can't wait to see the next vlog.
Jet lag, help me out.
Yeah, if anyone has any good tips.
I've really struggled this time. As I said, just at work, I just couldn't even think straight for best part of the day. I suppose the only recommendation I would have is give yourself enough time to get over it.
Yeah, don't go back to work the next day.
So we landed early Thursday morning and we was back at work on Friday. Why we just didn't book the Friday off, I don't know, but we didn't. So next time I won't be making that mistake.
Yeah, no, neither am I. Steve Val. Hi both, I've loved watching the vlogs Question: as you got married this year, did you consider a Vegas wedding when you were organising your wedding? Merry Christmas to you both.
No, simply because
I did.
Charlotte did. Charlotte would have loved it to have our wedding been in Vegas, but no, I didn't. Just for the simple reason, I didn't want to drag all my family to Vegas, and I wanted our honeymoon to be just us. I didn't want everyone there on our honeymoon.
You made reference to that in the wedding speech.
Yeah, I did. And yeah, so no, I don't think that would have been right. I'm an only child as well, so I didn't want my parents to miss the wedding. So no, maybe we renew our vows there in years to come, but that's for another day.
I was thinking of booking it this time. I'll wait a few years. John Murphy, thanks for the vlogs. I enjoy following your Vegas trips. A question for you both. What is your favourite Las Vegas hotel to stay in and why?
I think we've kind of covered this. I've only stayed in Excalibur in New York. So out of them two, I would probably say Excalibur, to be fair. If money was no object, maybe Bellagio.
Chrissy Brown, again, congrats. It's been great watching you guys. Mine and my wife's question is your top 5 things to see or do that are either free or relatively cheap. Maybe things that are not conventional things to do in Vegas. That's a good question.
That is a good question. So I think for me, it's just walking the strip.
Yeah.
That
going to see the Bellagio Conservatory as well, as you've already mentioned.
Yeah, the conservatory, the fountains, walking the strip. Trying to think if there's anything else that's free that relatively cheap. The aquarium at Mandalay Bay is quite cheap.
Yeah.
I would recommend that. I would say Skyfall, but you still have to buy the drink, so I don't know how cheap that would work. Struggling to think of anything else that's reasonable. I think that's about it. But I think walking the strip is the best free thing you can do anywhere. Like the sights you'll see and whatever is really good.
Yeah, agreed. Jimmy Vegas. Vegas has had many iterations over the years. So old Vegas from the early years until 1950s, retro Vegas from the 60s to 90s, modern Vegas 2000 to now. What do you think New Vegas will be like from the 20s to the 40s?
God, what a question.
I just think it's going to get bigger.
I think Vegas is in a weird transition stage at the moment, because I think in the early sort of, well, maybe like 2010 to sort of now, there was a real rise in nightclubs and super clubs and all that sort of stuff. That seems to have died off a little bit. I keep reading about these nightclubs are closing down and this resident DJ has gone. So I feel like the tide's turning back to gambling away from the whole entertainment side. So I don't know whether we'll go back to what it was like, you know, in the 40s and 50s and whatever. I don't think we'll ever go fully back that way, but it feels like the pendulum's swinging a little bit back towards gambling rather than entertainment. But I might be completely wrong. I mean, I don't know. I mean, what do I know? Not a lot. But that's my mindset anyway. And that's what I would probably like to see.
Yeah. The Chloe 12378. What do you guys do for a living? Loving the vlogs and well done for the big win. Thank you.
I think we've covered that, Chloe, but thank you for your question. And cheers for watching.
Aussie Albert, love the vlogs and congrats on your epic win. My question is food related. Good question already. Where did you get your best pizza and burger?
This is simple. Go on.
In-N-Out Burger.
Yes.
The burger. Best pizza. Now this is kind of, we've been discussing this. So we did. This
is simple. This answer's very simple.
No, it's not.
It is.
Secret pizza.
Yeah, actually, yeah, good point. I forgot about Secret Pizza. Yeah, Secret Pizza, I would say.
So we went to Secret Pizza after the 1975 gig. We did Pizza Rock, and we used Metro Pizza at Ellis Island. And we both said we think the pizza at Ellis Island was better than Pizza Rock.
I mean, that sounds ridiculous, right? Because Pizza Rock is so highly rated. And do you know what? It was good. I just think we ordered the wrong pizza. We ordered the New Yorker, which came with like cream cheese on it and stuff, and for me it was a little bit too sickly.
Yeah, I think the food, it just makes me suffer with heartburn, so it just was not a good plan.
And the Ellis Island pizza, there was nothing special about it, but I think we just had that right amount to drink, and you know when it's just
It was
perfect. I don't know what was so good about it. I can't even put my finger on it, but yeah, give that a try if you're there.
Good.
Okay, come on, let's crack through these. We've still got a bit to go.
Yo, Jemmy, my question is, how did you meet and how did Elle propose?
So we've covered the meeting part.
So how did Elle propose? Well, he locked me in the bathroom for one.
Well, this sounds dodgy, doesn't it?
So it was on my birthday, so 2nd of December 2016.
Yeah.
So we both had the day off work, and he said that we were going to go uptown. So I was getting ready. The bathroom door shut, and I was like, okay, what's going on here? And when I came out, there was rose petals everywhere, and it was like ribbon going all the way through the flat with different like notes, and on each note it was like first time. So it was like first time we went on a date, first kiss, first holiday,
gig,
first film,
blah, blah, blah.
and it went all the way through, and it had like the dates on them as well. And then when I came through into the living room, the last one was 2nd of December 2016, and then when I turned it round, it said first time I asked you, and then Laurie was on one knee.
So that was it.
Yeah, I mean, we picked out that there is a longer story about engagement rings and him getting it at the airport.
We'll cover that on another Q&A.
Yeah.
We'll cover that on another Q&A. Come on, move on.
Lee Smith, hi. I'll be going to Vegas for the first time in May to celebrate my 40th and also our wedding anniversary. Happy birthday for them.
Happy birthday.
And congratulations. What is your normal spending money budget per trip or day, and what 3 things to do would you recommend for first timers in Vegas?
About 300 a day for me, I think. All in, gambling, food, drink. I bet it varies per day depending on what shopping you're doing, where you're eating, but I think that's about right, I think, for me.
I think I took 150 to 200 per day. But yeah, it just kind of depends on what you want to do. If you want to do things that are a bit more expensive, obviously you want to budget for those days in there, but it doesn't mean that every day is going to be expensive.
Exactly.
3 things to recommend: helicopter tour.
Yeah.
If you can definitely try and do that. Skyfall Lounge.
Yeah.
We've banged on about it enough.
And if you can get off strip, if you want to do that kind of off strip experience, Ellis Island. Yeah.
Rob Annan, if you had to pick a breakfast, lunch and dinner place and bar for drinks, where would you pick? So breakfast, I think's changed. I'd probably say Rera now.
Yeah, Rera at Mandalay.
It was like, it's the bit between Luxor and Mandalay.
Yeah.
But it was really good. For lunch and dinner, I'd probably say In-N-Out for lunch.
Yeah, In-N-Out for lunch.
Easily please.
Is this budget friendly or?
It doesn't say, but if it is budget friendly, dinner place.
Le Thai. No option, Le Cirque.
Yeah. And drinks, Skyfall Lounge.
Yeah.
JC Burr, when are you going to show us your normal life in London? I'd love to know where to hang out there, or just how normal people live there. So we have spoke about this, about maybe doing a bit of like a London day. We
can do a London vlog if that's what people want. I suppose it'd be a bit of a different experience from us doing the touristy stuff in London, because we live here and Charlotte works there every day. So
I was going to say, I'm not going to bore you and show you my commute every day.
So maybe that's something we'll look at in the summer.
Yeah. Sean.
Right, come on, let's get these questions done quick. Come on.
Sean, who would win in a fight, Mario or Link?
Next.
Sean, when is Drunk Charlotte appearing next? Can we have a spin-off? Well, we're seeing Sean today, so she might be appearing tonight.
Well, that's if we get through these questions, we might see him.
Dal Harris, what is the tackiest thing you've brought back from Vegas? Well done on the amazing win. Couldn't have happened at a better time to a great couple. It had me smiling and thinking of my last visit when I won $600 on Buffalo, and was also the icing on the cake as we got married in Vegas. Keep up the great vlogs and enjoy Lanzarote.
No, congratulations, Dal.
Tackiest thing
I don't know. I don't think we have. I don't think we have brought anything back that tacky, to be honest. Like fridge magnet. That's what I can think of. We've not really brought anything that tacky back.
No, we haven't.
But we might do this time. Or next time.
Paul Herriot. Greetings from Canada and congrats on the 1500. Thank you. What birthday deals and freebies did you find in Vegas? So we didn't actually get that much. So we got our $20 free play with our
Excalibur. You only get that Excalibur bar, not all M-Life properties.
You can get a free birthday cake milkshake at Denny's, but I didn't go to Denny's on my birthday, so I couldn't get it.
Yeah, there's a few things. I think someone put it online.
I think it's on TripAdvisor.
It might be on TripAdvisor. Free stuff you can get on your birthday, but we weren't too fussed about that, really, was we?
Exol, love the channel. Any hints on getting comps in Vegas?
We'll let you know with that.
Yeah.
we don't know yet. We don't know how M-Life's going to shape up, but we'll let you know.
Jamie Wall, any My Vegas tips?
My Vegas tips, I would say, so I've been playing it for quite a few years now, is keep your eye out for any really good deals to get chips. So sometimes they'll do like 89p for like 50 million or whatever chips. I've done that once or twice just to up my amounts. You can spin more, but just be patient with it, I would say, is my main thing. You can rack up the gold points quite quickly, and remember there's about 5 different games, and they all have different limits, so you can play 5 at the same day. So you have the blackjack, the slots, pop slots, Konami slots, and I'm pretty sure there's another one, but yeah, just use them all and you'll get the gold coins in no time.
Mindy Martin, love your vlogs. Enjoy seeing a happy couple fall into good luck. We will be in Vegas in March, also for my boyfriend's 40th.
No, thank you. Hope you have a good time.
Enjoy. Cindy Pagvich, congrats on the 1500 and counting. Going in March, can you recommend a real place to go shopping? As much as I'd like to shop in the forum shops, something more realistic for average person.
Outlets.
Yeah,
I would say.
Get yourself to the outlets. You get some really good deals there.
Yeah.
Like we got a pair of Levi's for $30.
Yeah.
Which was
unbelievable value.
Couldn't think of it.
Yeah, unbelievable value. But even like Ralph and stuff,
yeah, it's really cheap.
Yeah, get yourself to the outlets, you'll be surprised.
And you've also got the Miracle Mile shops at Planet Hollywood.
That's
as well.
true.
There's quite a few. Oh God,
put your teeth
few
in.
Good shops there as well. Scars121, I love your blog, guys. You're both lovely people and deserve all the luck. My question to you is, do you feel Vegas is cheaper booking as a travel package or booking flights and hotels separately?
So we've kind of covered this. Yeah. All depends. 9 times out of 10 it is cheaper as a package we've found, but that's without any comps, so we'll let you know with the M-Life whether that works out.
Bill D, amazing hit, good for you. Question, now that your channel is really taking off, will you be holding any group pools?
Watch this space. Again, we're a little bit reserved with group pools because we don't see our channel as massive. Like we still just do this for us. Yeah. But if there is interest for March, then maybe, potentially.
Rachel C, I love your vlogs, very entertaining and keeps my Vegas fire burning. My question is, I love that you guys low roll, it's my thing too. What are some of your favourite free things to do in Vegas? And what do you do to treat yourselves or splurge? Thank you for your time and effort in vlogging, editing, etc. It's really appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rachel.
I think we've kind of covered this with the free stuff. So that, as I said, my main thing is just walking the strip and just soaking it all up.
To treat yourselves or splurge, I think, again, we've kind of covered it, as you've mentioned as well, like the meal at Le Cirque. And Skyfall.
Skyfall isn't that dear though. I mean, our bar bill was $100 for 3 rounds of drinks. That was cocktails, beers, whiskies, and whatever. Yeah,
it's probably not too dissimilar to back in London.
No. So yeah, if we have a big win again, we'll do something similar. We'll have a real nice meal at the Cirque or somewhere like that.
And the other thing as well is what we're going to do in March is the helicopter. So obviously that's a bit more of a splurge going to the Grand Canyon. We'll see how I get on with that.
We might do that. Let's wait and see.
Let's see. Laurie Bade, I don't have a question right now either, but just want to say how much I enjoyed following along on your trip. You're such a cute couple, and of course I love listening to you talk with your accents.
What
Keep
accent?
up the good work. Thank you, Laurie.
Thank you. Great name as well.
Leah Virgo, love these vlogs, getting me excited for my trip in March. My question is, where is the best brunch buffet to eat with bottomless drinks?
Good question.
So there is one that we haven't done, which is Sterling Brunch, which is meant to be really good.
That is true. But it's very dear. It's crazy expensive.
Isn't it $100 each?
It's over that now. I think it's like 110 without tax and tips.
But you do get free champagne, you get unlimited lobster, steak.
Yeah, it's meant to be good. Maybe we give it a try at some point, even if we just do it the once. But saying that, literally every buffet, you can pay a bit extra and have unlimited drink.
Yeah.
It's normally about $20. Saying that, Silverton.
I was about to say the same thing.
Great minds think alike. Silverton has unlimited drink. We just didn't know about it, so we didn't take advantage of it.
But yeah, if you go on the Friday, you get lobster as well. So
I'm guessing you've probably seen that as part of our vlogs, but that would be one of my recommendations. Go on a Friday, unlimited beer, wine, whatever, and the lobster there is just to die for. It's so good. Sign up to their players card, get buy one, get one free. So it's literally $50 for two. You can't go wrong.
Yeah. So that's the end of the question.
Oh really? Oh, okay. Jesus Christ.
Sorry, we went on for quite a while.
If you've managed to, this will be about what, an hour and 40? Jesus. If you've managed to get through all this, then well done. So the only thing
I've had mum texting me, go, where are you?
Yes, we better hurry up. We're meant to be going out. So the only thing left from me is just, again, thank you so much for watching. As I say, it blows our minds that people watch this. We do it for us and for our family. So the fact that people watch it and comment such great stuff is really, you know, it's unreal. So thank you. As Charlotte said, we've got a couple of things planned for next year. We've got Lanzarote in a week, and then we're back out to Vegas in March. So until we see you again, have an absolutely amazing Christmas, and we will see you.
You forgot one thing.
Oh yes, we forgot the giveaway.
I knew he'd forget.
So a little caveat with the giveaway. It's nothing major, by the way. We've just got a couple of little tacky bits. This is probably the tacky stuff from the other question. So we've just got a few little bits from Vegas. I'm talking dice used in Binions, cards used in Silverton, that sort of stuff. But obviously we'll send it on. So Charlotte's going to do a random pick now.
So I'm going to close my eyes, scroll down.
Up and down. You can't just go down because it's unfair to the other people.
Up and down.
Go on,
stop.
Okay.
So it was Laurie.
Oh, there you go. Go on, show the screen.
Oh, if you can see, it's not going to zoom.
Okay, you can't see it. But anyway. So what's the surname, Laurie?
Laurie Bade.
So, Laurie, get in touch. Give us your address. We'll ping that stuff over to you. Otherwise, have an amazing Christmas, everyone. Thanks again for watching and subscribing and commenting and all that good stuff. And we'll see you in the new year.
Yeah, we'll
Cheers.
see you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.